Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Thrifty Thursday here on Studioloo. So I didn't do a lot of thrifting this week. I stopped into the recycle center real quick and had to donate at the animal shelter charity shop. So those are the only two places that I went. I did find some cool stuff though. So first I found some cards, some playing cards, which I thought were kind of neat, these ones. I always get excited when I see these gold containers because they're often really nice cards. Just looking for I don't see the jokers, but yeah, so they're normal. They don't seem to be all that old, but I do like the pattern. There's red and purple. So pop those back in here. Then I found a copy of The World of Insects. I've had this book before, but I always like getting it. Believe it or not, I actually left a bird book behind. I was like, oh, there's a bird field guide, and I just left it there. I didn't touch it. Then this, I got this at the animal welfare charity shop. So it was $3, and inside it's just a whole bunch of different little bits of like ephemera, like little, paper and vellum appliques, and yeah, it's great. So I think what I'm going to do, probably in April, I'm going to do videos on making an ephemera folder book, like the ones I've made 2. I need to make a 3rd one. I want to have 3 all together. Like this, it's just a simple, ephemera folder book with an elastic, it's a gator mouth, and I'm totally okay with that because it's going to go down as I use things, but I'm going to have like a little library of 3 of them. I have 2 so far that I'm just making with these vintage encyclopedias. So anyhow, let me get them out of the way and we'll continue the thrift haul. I'm getting off track, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, these. And then I found this book. It's a copy of Huckleberry Finn, just like the front cover. I'll probably put something over the Huckleberry Finn. It was gifted in 1978. Copyright is 1977. So it's just got a few like little illustrations in it, nothing too exciting. I mainly just got it for the cover, to be completely honest. I'll probably chuck the inside, like I'll look at it real quick, but I'll probably chuck it. I actually found a copy of The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. It is the 100-year centenary version. I haven't found one of these books in a long time. It's like it's this version. It's kind of faded. Which makes me wonder, like, where was it? It's weird. This version is from 2006. Yeah, so it was printed 2006. Getting into the newer versions now of this book. I think everyone's been scouring the planet for them too much. And then I got this. It's a Cirque du Soleil magazine program of curios. If you're not familiar with Cirque du Soleil, they are like a human circus based out of Quebec, and they are really cool. My girlfriend is a costumer for them, and it's a really, really fun performance. And I thought this book itself was pretty cool for like images. So not these are like the cast images, but like the actual people here I thought would be pretty fun for collage. Oops, I love her caged gown. Yeah, but I have actually more than one friend who works in this organization. So one is a general costume designer and costumer, and the other is a felter who makes all of the things from wool felt that they use in the productions. So that's that. I found another of these little vintage sewing boxes. So I have a yellow one, and I just picked up this green one because, you know, they're so handy. This one is a Wilson Manufacturing Corporation, Sunbury, Pennsylvania. And so they're great. Like, they have a little clasp that holds them closed. And then inside, they say things like thread, spools, you know, like they kind of give you a guide for, like, I don't know what that is, what to put in there, but yeah. And you put your bobbins in here, and then you can put all your threads down there. And I think I want to try to make a little bit of an organizing effort of my sewing supplies that are kept over by my sewing machine where I keep all my paper sewing supplies. I have this idea that I'd like to thread just a whole bunch of bobbins so that, like, I don't have to constantly rethread my bobbins. Then I found the New York Times book of vegetable gardening. So I've recently been very inspired by my friend Mary Ellen, who has the Red Parrot channel. I will link her in the description box. She's making an absolutely beautiful journal that's like gardening themed, and I really liked the images in here. Like, there's a lot of growing images. Yeah. So, cool book. And then I found a good Sizzix die. So let me see if I can open this. This is weird. It was at the Encore thrift store initially, which is a different thrift store, and then I got it actually at my recycle center. So, like, I guess it was thrifted and then redonated and rethrifted because it was actually only $2 I paid for it. So this is, I guess, June 2006, this one, but it's these labels, and I'm like, oh, those are great. So yeah, they had a whole bunch of these, but I just got this one. A lot of them were like seasonal themed, which I don't really use. And then I found 4 Gooderman threads, or is this one Gooderman? Maybe that one's not. The other 3 are for sewing. And I found a bunch of, I'm always buying these. They're just, you know, the seam binding and bias tape and stuff, because I use them for my journal tie closures. I really like bias tape and seam binding. And there's a lot of just natural colors. Really nice teal this time. Teals, browns, pinks. So I'm always happy to find them. I had like such a dry spell trying to find these a while back that now I feel a little obsessed with picking them up, because like I go through them. Because typically with each journal I make, I use just about a whole entire package. Like maybe I'll have, I don't know, like this much left by the time I'm done tying up my journal. So I do go through them. And then I use the excess for just tags and that kind of thing. Nice greens. There's a red, a blue. Ah, so great colors. Shovel those over there. I don't have a ton today. After last week's epic thrift haul, I'm just... So I did find a Metropolitan Life Insurance Company book. And this was funny because it had a $4.99 tag on it, and I brought it up because I thought it was worth it, because like there's a lot of... so there's a bunch of connected ones in here, like the envelopes. These are insurance envelopes, if you're not familiar. They were kind of, I guess people would keep, you know, all of their insurance related documents and receipts and information in these envelopes, and then like you would write, you know, the year, your dividends, additions, net cost, and inventory value on your policies. This one was for income tax, life insurance, automobile, accident and health contracts, burglary insurance, fire insurance, miscellaneous valuable papers, stocks and bonds. So it's like all your, you know, your important stuff, your last will and testament. So I keep hoping one day I'm going to find stuff like inside one of these, but I never ever do. All these personal papers. And then these ones were like torn out of a different one, I think. Yeah, they look like they've come from a different one, but they're the same deal. They're kind of interesting though. They've got like open backs, and there's another price tag. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, so it said $4.99 on it, and the girl charged me $1.99. She's like, what is it, just paper in this big wallet? I said, yeah, it's an insurance folder. So she's like, oh, she's like, what is it for? She's like, you know, it's just old paper. I said, you're right, it is old paper. Okay, then I have two things from the estate auction. So I got these, and they're really cool. So these are memorial salesman's cards. So this one says in loving memory, and it's like a card like this. Thy will be done, has Lily of the Valley on it. And I think these are actually for selling either like the memoriams themselves, like the paper memoriams, or they are the headstone, the tops of the headstone. I looked it up and I've seen both, that they were used for both. So they are used to sell, like, you know, standardized memorial headers for memorials that people want to hand out as paper, you know, at a memorial, or they are used for the design of the top of the headstone. Like this would be, you know, the pattern that you could choose. So yeah, that's those. I thought they were kind of interesting. Just plunk them back in here. And then I think the last thing I have, which is also from the estate auction, is I got a few popular educator magazines, a magazine of education. So they're really neat. These are from 1890, and they're kind of, they've seen better days. They're like, you know, sort of falling apart a little bit, but there's a lot of really great ads and stuff in them and other things. So I've got some plans for these, definitely. Yeah, but they're really cool, and they're all like 1800s. 1890. Yeah, they're 1890. I think all of them are 1890. Calisthenics. Do you use blackboard stencils? Don't try to teach any longer without them. 1889. Yep, so some pretty old paper. Let's see, 1890, yeah. Okay, so that I think is it. Yeah, that's it. So I didn't do too bad this week. I was like pretty good, right? So thanks for hanging out with me. I'll talk to you again, and I hope that the thrifting fairies are with you and you find some great stuff. Bye for now.